Good morning, students. I welcome you all for the Sheba Group of School online class. I am very happy to be with you once again. So now we are going through the poetry revision and all the read the lines, paragraph answers, ERCs and figure of speech. Now we are in the new lesson unit. This is the last lesson in our portion. A Father to His Son, written by Carl August Sandburg. So here also you have got a paragraph answer. If you turn to page number in your book, already we have done it on page number 63, and the question answers I have given you for you. So next is the poetic devices. So now here read the lines on page number 165. Life is hard, be still, be a rock. So here the question has been asked here. How should one face life? So the answer is there. One should face life a rock and steel. So don't be shaking in your lives. He is advising, the father is advising his son how to live in this world. So be as a steel. Steel will not get rusted. It will be always looking new. And a rock is, it can be broken, but it will be very strong. So every rock has got a certain kind of capacity in it. Next is identify the figure of speech. So here it is talked about the rock, it is and the steel. They are metals. So here we can say that it is a metaphor. Life is compared to hardness as and rock and steel. Next is life is, say B1. Life is soft, loom, be gentle, go easy. So what does the poet suggest to take life easy? We can make our life fruitful. So when we are fruitful in our life, you can take our life easy. Don't be stressed or don't be in a position to make yourself angry. So fruitful. If we are gentle, so when you are working in a place, try to be gentle and take it as it comes. Whatever comes in the life, all times you won't get good things, but when you get certain things in a life, let us take it. So, because it will all pass away. So, identify the figure of speech in the line. The figure of speech is again a metaphor here. So, it talks about the softness of a loom. Next is tell is solitude is creative. So, can being in solitary helps a strong human being? How? Yes, solitude means being alone helps the strong human being. So, don't mix up. Yes, so yes, solitude helps a strong human being to be creative. So when you are thinking creatively, your solitude, your personal performance should be there in your life, not to lead the same thing what already people have been lived. So identify the figure of speech here. So being human, the strong human is a personification here. Next, tell him time as stuff can be wasted. So what does the poet suggest that time can be wasted? So the time once gone cannot be regained. So time cannot be wasted as a leisure. So sitting quietly or spending the time is not good for a person who is at work. So he should be thinking about the working place and the work he does. Identify the figure of speech. This is anapera. This is a new word which has been used here. The figure of speech. Tell him is there. And so go and tell him. Tell is the person. So we are going to tell two successful lines. So tell him to be a fool. Is it a shame to be a fool at times? No. Certain times you have to be as a shameful person. Sometimes we have to keep quiet. So because some fools will be coming and fooling us. So that time you have to keep going. What does one lean from every fall? One leans to not to repeat his mistake again. Once you have been put up in a mistake, so you know that you have done a mistake means what you have to do is try to change your mistake and you can start your new life. Next is free imagination, bring change. So how does free imagination help the world? So free imagination helps bring about a change in the world. So everything has to be changed, not the same thing. But certain things you have to follow the same old things. So figure of speech is transferred epics is used here. The people of the world is being referred to the dislike of changes. So people doesn't like to change their life. They have to live a same life till the end. and this might stand in. So here we see the alliteration given this, the, then stand and storm. Next, if you go to the next page, so the ERC is given here. I am going to do only one ERC for you. So see the him alone among sudden betrayal. Reference. These lines are taken from the poem A Father to His Son, written by Carl August Sandby. So the poet explained the aspect of being hard in character. So the character should be very important. So don't leave your character. Here the poet gives a vivid description of a father's worldly advice. So the son has been given a clear advice. He motivates his son to be hard like a son, like a rock. So you have to live a life and withstand life changes. So challenges there, you should not betray or turn away or run away from your work. So these are the things which has been given in this poem. Now we are going to the next poem. So now students, we are in the 6th unit, Incident of the French Camp, written by Robert Browning. So this poem talks about the Napoleon Bonaparte. So we have already seen this poem. So this talks about the heroes. Who is the real hero? Is the hero who goes and fights in the war field and gives a victorious message. The message should be that we have won the war. So here a young boy who comes galloping in a horse and gives a good message. So the poet says that Napoleon, although he is not gone to the war to fight, he was there waiting for, he was looking at, he was given another person was there on the field. So he was waiting there, but he was tense mood. But this boy, he was in the war field, he gave his life. It's been there, 3 shots are there in his breast. With that curiosity, what happened? He put down the flag of the opponent and he raised his own flag. And with that he came to the Napoleon and he talks about the victorious thing. So here the questions are like that. So we would see on page number 192. Already I have given you some questions. I will go 1 or 2. Who do you think this is the narrator of the poem? So it is already I told, like an autobiography, the poet itself talks. A French soldier graded who Napoleon is the narrator of the poem. Where was the narration when the incident happened? So where is the narrator? He was in Austria. So who took the city of Ratisbon by storm? The French took. So now the battle was won. So where was Napoleon standing? So he was standing in a hillock looking at the war and it is not so posture is given. So at last, so why did the rider keep his lips compressed? So he was keeping his mouth closed because the blood may come and he will lost his breath. So now we are going to page number 193. So read the lines. So paragraph answer is already given. So read the lines are here. So legs wide, arms locked behind as it was balanced, oppressive with this man. Whose action is described here? So here the question is asked here. So Napoleon's action is described here. So the first paragraph talks about the position or the description of Napoleon. What is meant by prone brow? Prone brow means something very important was weighing upon the mind. So the mind was so hard. So he was waiting that how we are going to win this Ratisbon. What is the state of his mind? Napoleon was working out his future strategy in the line above. So it talks about the future. What will happen? So only we have to win. Next thing is you are wounded. So now Napoleon talks to it. But the soldier says, no, I am not wounded because I got the wound in my chest, not at my back. The courageous person, they get their wound in the breast. So he says that, no, I am not. I am really proud of being a soldier to work under Napoleon. Why did the boy contradict Napoleon's word. So the boy contradicted Napoleon's word because he felt joy. So he is bringing the good news. So life is once we are going to live, but the good news which you are going to give this world is forever. So joy and thrill is giving his life for his country. So giving his life in this young age to his country is a thrill for him. So what happened is he thought that this is the pride of his life. So why was his pride touched? There was a smile. So although with the whole of pain and other things, his face was a smiling face. He has given a good news to the Napoleon. So he was pride. He did not think of his pain. So his face was very smiling face and also pride. So he was very proud and he was fully satisfied because the war has been won. What Napoleon thought was it's very hard to win Gettysburg, but it has been won, satisfying. So he has been satisfied. So the what work he came to this war field was fully satisfied. So his face was a smile face on the young soldier's lips as he felt dead. The emperor. So what happened is, after giving the good news and everything, he fell down in the feet of Napoleon and he gave his life. Next is a film, The Mother Eagle things. So who is compared to the mother eagle? So mother eagle is Napoleon is compared because his eyes are being, and also the soldier his eyes was also fully covered with red type of blood which has been hurt on the way. The Napoleon is compared to the mother eagle. So the mother eagle's eyes, so it is takes the shelter of his young one. The whole country is under the control of Napoleon. So the French camp is under the control. So he is like an eagle to take care of that. Explains the comparison. So the feeling of Napoleon at the sight of wounded soldier were just like those like the mother eagle. So he is like a mother eagle to take care, but he was not able to do that because that young man was in his death. So he came here. The eagle get confused when she finds her young ones badly wounded. So usually children, when they got hurt, the parents, they get very much moved. So on the very of death. So not only that he got hurt, but he has to give his life. So the mother eagle fails to understand how to save. So the mother's work is to save the life of the people. But here what happened? He is been dead now. So he gave his life for his country. So the real soldier is, the real hero of this poem is the young boy who gave the news and he died for his country. So now we are going to see the figure of speech and they explain to reference to context. Here it is given here. 193. Then off there, see the last thing on the ERC is given. Then off the flung in smiling joy and hurled himself erect. So these lines, first you have to write the reference of the poem. These lines are taken from the poem Incident of the French Camp by Robert Browning. So context, what is the word? Poet talks about, although the soldier was fatally wounded. So without unwantedly, what happened? He was fully wounded. He displayed extraordinary courage. So he was not there in that war field to die. But what happened is his courage was there. So he came away. And his confidence and self-control, he jumped. So at once he jumped on the horse with the whole fast speed of a galloping of a horse. He came and he gave. This shows the heroic behavior and patriotism. These two things are very important for a warrior or a soldier. One is the heroic behavior and patriotism. So thank you students for being with me for this and go through this poem and everything. Learn and keep ready for your examination. Thank you very much. God bless you.